afternoon. Good morning. It's not yet afternoon. Afternoon by the time we end the show. Welcome to The Beautiful Game. My name is Mike Mesikeno, and it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful Saturday as club football has returned. Hafiz Okubanjo is here with me. Hafiz, good morning. How are you doing, man?
Good morning. Good morning to the viewers. And yes, club football is back. I mean, some Nigerians can take their hat off.
Why would they do like say, oh yeah, club football? International football, it's not football.
No, it is football now, but I'm sure some Nigerians, in fact, most Nigerians want to take their minds off what happened during the qualifiers. I mean, if Nigeria know if we do anything we want, maybe we will go back to our club.
At least my club can do it.
My club can do it. So, yes, it's glad to have club football back. And
incidentally, this hasn't been the best of international breaks, of course, like you mentioned for Nigeria. Yeah. Across just before today, on different shows, we've flogged it, we've overflogged it. You know, the bad performance from Nigeria, the attitude of the Nigerian Football Federation releasing a statement or criticizing. It was basically like a match report, criticizing Cyril Dessers at the same time, criticizing William Troost-Ekong, the captain, who, of course, we heard some other things inside that he was needed, or that he shouldn't have started the game. It was just because of somebody entered and all of that.
Somebody it wasn't the original plan.
It wasn't the original
plan. The coach, yes.
Exactly, you know. And
but it looked like it. It looked like it because, I mean, if that defensive pairing could get you that win against Rwanda, and you now know that in a high-tempo game, a game where you needed 3 points, and you're starting someone who you know in recent games that is very slow, is not really up to the pace of the game, and you started him like that, putting Calvin Bassey in an unnatural position where he struggled throughout. Aside from even the goal he got, he struggled until he came back in the second half to play in his favoured role. So, I mean, it was like a match report, like you said. This was what a normal Nigerian should be putting out, and it's coming out from the NFF. They came out to debunk it. They said it wasn't authorized, but then you and I know that if Nigerians had bought into that story and accepted it, it was going to fly. But then NFF and their games, season 1, episode, whatever. All
right, and then by extension, let's just mention Tobi Amusan. She put up a video, which was a very damning video. It was basically like a Ziploc bag of her kit.
Yes.
For the world, for the championships in Tokyo. It was funny because it was now being compared with other countries who had bags and very well packaged suitcases,
heavy duty bags,
and all of that. Yes. And we saw it didn't look like it was fitted to the person. Like she mentioned that look at these pants. I can't even get them. They would not size me.
It looked like delivery. Like a delivery from all these delivery companies. Like maybe you ordered food, they just brought it for you.
How shameful. How bad can our sports administration get? How much lower can we fall?
It's looking so bad. This is like highly embarrassing, and it looks like we can only go deeper and deeper down because it's not even looking funny. That's not something that it should be synonymous with us, but unfortunately it is. And we are now expecting now to get something like that to now go to the world champs and break all the records, right? Nah, come on. You can't have such preparation like this and you expect a fantastic result compared to other countries that are actually like not just on the track or whatever sport they are doing, they are encouraging them off it. You are not encouraging the athletes off our events. You are doing something like this to her and you expect her to go and give you 100%. I mean, I don't want to mention, but look at Favor Ophelia as well. We cannot even convince the lady to stay. Even for everything that had happened, we cannot even convince the lady to stay. Now she has changed her nationality, and don't be surprised that she will break records for a new country.
I mean, $5,000 as a sign-on and all of that. She said it's not for the money, and a lot of people I understand that, yes, look, this is a girl that was crying out. She cried physically. She cried on the track. She and Tobi Amusan also made reference to that look, when people, move away and, would you blame them? It's sad, it's shameful.
You won't.
I mean, Mikel Obi put up a statement where he made mention of the NFF and said that, look, if we don't qualify for the World Cup, they should all leave. I was like, Oga, do you know what country you're coming from?
How?
Do you know where you're coming from?
The ones that did what they did to you, are they not still there?
Something happened. They were writing jam with jam issue happened. Jam some people. Somebody came and said no.
You will never see. Okay, let me ask you, Mike. When have you heard that someone from the NFF resigned and you don't see them before? See that they resigned for NFF every day? No, How? It's not possible.
So exactly. I mean, quite sad state of things when it comes to football and sports administration in the country. But let's like we mentioned, the international break is off. And now we're back to club football. But the major talking point, like you just saw where we started there, is the highlight. Manchester City up against Manchester United this weekend in the English Premier League. That's our major talking point now. And Manchester City have started very badly. Now this match is at the Etihad, and in first 3 matches they've already lost 2.
They've lost 2, yes.
So the season is just starting, right?
And they started like a house on fire.
Okay, that was a 4-0 win, right?
Against Wolves.
Against Wolves.
Yeah, the new signings shining.
The Wolves didn't have Arokodare by that time.
Okay, so you think that with Arokodare, Man City won't beat Wolves?
Tolu.
Who beat Tolu?
Do you know who Tolu is?
Yes, sir. It was there against South Africa. What happened?
Scrap goal scorer. So against South Africa, against this team.
So that my sisters on the bench when Larson is fit. Please.
Don't look, don't joke with Arokodare, you know.
I won't joke with him. I love him. He's
all
a good
right,
player.
well, it's going to be at the Etihad, of course. Manchester City will take on Manchester United, and for the first time, Manchester United are above City. Going.
Their fans
for the
are
first
so
time
happy.
in a very long while.
Their fans are so excited.
Right, Manchester City are above Manchester United.
Are above Man City.
Up on the table above Manchester City. How shocking can that be? Ruben Amorim appeared. He looked like he has added weight because of his play Man U. Like look at the way he was talking like, oh, you know, Altabai is going to start for us. He was even calling the keeper that's going to start. He was so confident.
He wasn't scratching his ear and saying, yes. I want to quit this time.
Sometimes I'm angry with my players. Sometimes I love them. Sometimes I hate them. No, he was very confident. How is it so that Manchester City have gotten to the point where Manchester United are so confident
to play them?
I mean, last season, Amorim took 4 points off Pep Guardiola.
And they won at the Etihad as well, 2-1, thanks to that Ahmad goal. So it's giving them that, you know, maybe that psychological edge now that we beat now for house last season now, so we can do it again. So we are not scared. I'm looking at that performance against Arsenal too. When they had we played Arsenal FC, you know, they lost the game, but they played Arsenal, so it gave them that confidence. But we know what happened since then. So for me, I think it's going to be a great game. Maybe Pep Guardiola did not expect this start. You know, now there are 2 bad teams. Even forget Manchester United from they bad, the 2 of them. So I think it's just about who can do it better. But then City, maybe the international break might be fair to them. Man United as well, probably so. But I think City should do better. This is the first debut for their new signings. Someone like Tijani Reinders, you know, he might have that opportunity. He started well in the game against Wolves. Since then, he has slowed down. They lost to Tottenham. They lost to Brighton. But I think Pep Guardiola will have seen 1 or 2 things, you know, from this international break that what can I change? Though he'll be missing key players, the likes of Marmoush, the likes of Etnuri, I think the likes of Czech will be missing the game. But as for Manchester United, when is Benjamin Sesko going to play consistently? I think that's the question people will be asking with Ben Amorim. I won't be surprised if he doesn't start. I think the game is tomorrow. Yeah. I won't be surprised if Sesko does not start that game because it's making it look like you're not my first choice. You are not the person I wanted. I wanted Victor Gyökeres. You know, I couldn't get him, then I got you. You are not the one I wanted. And Cunha is out. Maybe Zexi might play. Mbeumo, who has been Manchester United's best player in over the course of the first 3 games of the Premier League. So it's going to be an interesting game. It's nothing short of action. Maybe it has died down because of the quality of players. You know, like when you had the likes of Rooney, Toure, David Silva, it used to be like very, very explosive. Likes of Van Persie, then. Okay. But now I think the quality of players.
Talking about quality, does Pep Guardiola know his best team?
I don't think so.
At the moment, does he know? Can you pick out can you look at the Manchester City now and decide who their first team, their really best squad? Rodri is just coming back after a long. Rodri had lost. What was it? Just only 1 match in 65. You know, so he came back and, you know, but after an ACL at 28, 29, he was never the same kind of player. It doesn't seem that Rodri will ever get back.
Even in Spain, I don't think he's getting the starts anymore. Like
exactly, to being that kind of player, you know. So you put all of that together. You look at a new left back, a right back. Kyle Walker is no longer there. Central midfield, exactly. Yeah. Savino doesn't look like his first choice. Bernardo Silva, Foden, those people don't look like.
I think they're just like maybe. You can only say maybe Erling Haaland is like the sure starter. Even if he doesn't want to gamble, you can say maybe Erling Haaland is like the only sure starter. Then they fit Rodri, but unfortunately, you know, Rodri is not looking the same. So there's a Nico Gonzalez. I think for Pep, since the City days, he has always been like that. You might be the first choice today, the next few weeks, but
okay,
over
but
the
at
next
least
few
for a
weeks,
while
might
you could
just drop.
call a Manchester City first team, and then you could know exactly what Pep would play if you're going to play the other thing. But at the particular point in time now, we're just trying to say that look, it doesn't even look like he knows who exactly is the best amongst these people. There's Nico Gonzalez who's still there. That midfield, Nunes, I don't know if you said that Nunes is
switched to the right back. Yes.
To the right back,
and there's Rico Lewis on that right back as well.
And there's also Rico Lewis and all of that. But Martin Nunes, we know as a midfielder and everything. It seems like he doesn't know what is his best team, you know. But
I think it's not down to Pep alone. I think even the players as well
have a lot to do.
They don't look like they want to be cementing their place in the squad. They don't look like consistent players. In fact, they are not consistent players. Doku might give you a 7 out of 10 today, then give you a 5 tomorrow. You know, you want to change. You want to change that, okay, if I don't use Doku, who will I use? So Pep is somebody that, like I said earlier, he has about 2 or 3 players per position. So originally he gives that level of competition that, okay, I don't have a starter amongst you guys. Anybody can play, but also it's also down to the quality of the players. They are no longer consistent. I mean, there was a time we used to know that Sane will be on that left side, Sterling will be on that left side, Silva will play as a 10, KDB will also be there, but then we don't have that anymore.
All right, so you know, still on this fixture, as you can see there, Manchester City taking on Manchester United, with Manchester United taking 4 points off City last season. Yeah, who wins this tie?
Originally, I want to say it's Manchester United, but then I think it's going to be tougher than expected. I won't be surprised if there is a whitewash today. But that Amusan tactics has really seemed to work well for him against the big sides. Look at Arsenal as well. Arsenal struggled to break them down in the first game of the season. Okay. And look at what it also happened to City last season. They couldn't even get a win over both legs. But I think Pep must have tweaked something. So I don't think it's going to be the same thing. Pep knows how to actually attack, teams like this. It might not happen for him the first time or the first 2 times, but Pep is, I don't think.
Thank you for staying with us. Like you saw there, it's all about Manchester City versus Manchester United. The match is at the Etihad Stadium. Hafiz Ogunbanjo is here with me. Of course, this is one match that you're not sure that Pep Guardiola is sure to take all the points, right?
Surprising to say.
Surprising to say, yeah. And considering that they've had a bad start, they're up against Ruben Amorim, who sounds very, very, like I said, I didn't wait to do an international break. He sounds very, very confident. I'm here. This is going to happen and all of that, you know. But we mentioned, Gianluigi Donnarumma has signed for Manchester City. It seems different. It doesn't seem like he's the Pep kind of footballer or goalkeeper. But now he is there in the squad, and Ederson has left, so he's definitely going to be first choice and all that. Does he make Manchester City stronger?
Well, you should say because of his profile. I mean, if you are looking purely based on what he did last season, you should say he should be adding something different to the squad. But we all know, you and I know that Donnarumma is not the best with his feet. So if he's a Pep kind of signing in that aspect, no, because he's not, a very, very good goalkeeper.
But I believe that, of course, the primary responsibility of a goalkeeper is keeping the ball out of the net. And for me, no matter how old his feet are, I'm talking about the 12th man on the pitch and whatever,
but is this same Pep Guardiola that introduced something like that?
People adapt, people change. I mean, it's obvious at this point that you can see, it seems as though Pep is grasping at straws. He's signing erratically. We saw Kusanov, we saw Rish, we saw very erratic signings.
Yes, so, even the Savinhos, the Dokus, and Nico Gonzalez as well, just to come and quickly fill up. These are players
and then Nunes at right back. What are you doing, man? We thought there was a point you're going for Livramento. We heard about that for quite a while, and then we didn't hear anything.
Even the Livramento, you won't be saying Pep should be signing Livramento the normal day.
So is it like the quality of players?
They've dropped drastically.
Around the world has reduced. You don't have that top quality again that you used to have around the world.
It has, because, I mean, there was a time that you will know that Leroy Sané is going to give you 100%. You had Mahrez, then you let Sané go, you put Sterling there, then now you sign Grealish for 100 million, someone who is naturally not a left winger. He is a 10. You put him on the left wing because you want to play your style. Because that's Pep's style. Hold on to the ball, then look for other options. Then Grealish did not do what you expected. Now you sign Doku that will give you more options to go deeper into the box. So I think Pep is, like you said, is grasping at straws. Right now we know he signed in Trafford because Trafford is actually good with his feet. He signed in Trafford to replace Ederson on the long term. After 2 erratic performances from Trafford, he went for Donnarumma. I mean, Donnarumma as well. If PSG, I don't let him go, Pep wouldn't be looking his way.
Yeah.
So because he was basically like a free agent.
It's like,
the free agent.
Is
So
this the beginning of the end for Pep, or did it start last season? Would Pep ever get to that height of dominance
It
again?
looks like people don't get a number, actually. Do you know what it means to actually sit down and watch Pep's tape? He's been dominating now. A lot of people want to be like, what have you been doing? I mean, when the season was even about to start, people didn't fancy Manchester City, and it's strange. People were talking about Liverpool trying to defend the league, Arsenal coming for them. Look at Chelsea spending their money. People didn't even really fancy Manchester City like that.
I know who will be Pep. I would never rule out Pep.
Is he the best striker in the league?
See, forget these two we're talking about. I'll never rule out Pep. Talking about Erling Haaland, Arne Slot was asked about Alexander Isak, making his debut against, I think that's Burnley. That's Burnley. And he made mention that Isak is about the best striker. And the question was put to Pep. And Pep said, there's Haaland.
You won't put anybody above Haaland.
Above Haaland and all of that. But looking at last season, they were basically equal. Of course, Isak had a little bit more goals per minute more than Erling Haaland.
And that was a struggling season for Erling Haaland.
That was a bad season for Haaland.
That was a bad season for Haaland.
And that's the best season for Isak.
You can imagine. So it shows the quality. This was someone who came in and did 36 goals in his first campaign. So please, you can't still rule out. But it was just shocking to a lot of people that when the season was about to start, nobody was really fancying Manchester City. Then when they got that win against Wolves, we were like, don't rule out Manchester City. They can still do what they do. Then next 2 games, they lost. So people were like, it's not Man City, Jaya. It's going to be Liverpool. It's going to be Arsenal. It's going to be Chelsea. Maybe a statement win. Tomorrow is going to be a statement win that come. We are still in it. And you can't come and, take points off us back to back to back. So I think City will go all out. But then the issue is, who are the people that are going to, negotiate this kind of game? Because look at Phil Foden, it's like he's disappeared. 15 months ago, he was the best player in the league. Almost like his top 10 best players in the world. And look at Phil Foden, he has folded. He's Phil Foden now. He's really bad. He's really bad.
Foden is folded. All right. When we take a time out, when we get back, we're taking a look at all the leagues around Europe. For you investors, this is something you don't want to miss. We'll be right back after this time out.